In less than a week, the very first trade show of 2022 will happen in Las Vegas. MEX, the Mobile Entertainment Expo. For some of you, this may be your first time ever attending a conference like this, or might be your first time ever going to Vegas. In this video today, I'm going to offer you some top tips on things to do and not to do while you're in Vegas. Las Vegas trip is an awesome experience, but there's a lot of things that you need to look out for and be aware of while you're there. The first one is the showgirls and the sexy cowboys. They're going to ask you to pose with them for photos, which is completely cool, but just so you know, they are going to expect a tip after you've taken the photo. So just know that if you do not tip them, they're going to get really crabby really quick. It's not a requirement that you tip them, but I can guarantee you that if you don't, be prepared to have some harsh words thrown in your direction. So just know that if you want to take a picture with the showgirls or the sexy cowboys that are out on the strip, make sure you tip them. Same goes if you're there with your family, and this is a tip for anyone, not just DJs going to MEX. There's also a lot of street performers out there that are dressed up like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, and they are actually trying to attract the family photos with you and your children. And just know that if you don't tip them after the photo's taken, they're going to get really crappy as well. So make sure you're tipping your street performers after you're taking photos with them. This next tip kind of falls in the same exact scenario. There's going to be a lot of people out there handing out CDs. They're pretty much mixtapes of rap music or rock music, whatever music genre that they specialize in. And they're going to hand you a CD. You're going to think that it's a free CD, but as soon as you take it from them, they're going to demand money. And a lot of them are really slow about taking their merchandise back. The best way to combat this is don't even look them in the eye, and when they do try to put the CD in your hand, just close your fists or put your hands in your pockets. It's the best way to alleviate any kind of escalation in a situation like that. The next tip, and probably one of the more important tips, is wear extremely comfortable and already broken in shoes. When you see pictures of the strip, they are extremely deceiving. It is a lot further than what you think. The strip is only 4.5 miles. But a Las Vegas mile is a lot longer than a traditional mile. The one thing that they don't tell you about a Las Vegas mile is, sure, it might be 4.5 miles from Mandalay Bay to the Strat, but they don't tell you how many times you have to go up escalators, go across the street, go down escalators in the opposite direction, make a U-turn, go down the street, have the same kind of intersection again multiple times over and over and over again. So in reality, you're going to be walking about 7 miles. That 4.5 miles turns into 7 miles really quick. So I know, ladies, you might want to wear your cute shoes to go out to the clubs. Trust me, it's not worth the pain that you're going to be in. If you do that, especially the first day that you're there, you're not going to be able to walk for the rest of the trip, and you're going to regret the decision of wearing your heels. So make sure you wear very comfortable shoes that are already broken in, that are made for things like distance walking. Trust me, I had shoes that were made for walking on the last time I went to Vegas, and I still ended up with blisters on my toes that were so large, it almost ruined the entirety of the trip. I could barely walk by the end of the trip. So again, make sure you wear comfortable shoes. And the one other way to alleviate a lot of that walking stress on your feet is, don't forget, there is a monorail. The monorail starts at the MGM Grand and it ends over by Westgate, which is almost the entirety of the strip. So do not forget to check out the monorail while you're in Vegas. One of the best things about Vegas is the amazing food. With restaurants like Hell's Kitchen and STK, you cannot go wrong. But if you haven't made a reservation at those restaurants yet, more than likely you're not going to get in. Some of those restaurants, especially ones like STK and Hell's Kitchen, book up months in advance. Plus, at those restaurants, you're going to pay a huge price tag. A lot of the restaurants in Vegas are extremely expensive. The average price of a buffet at one of the hotel casinos is right around $45. At Caesars, at Bacchanal, it's $81 per person for their buffet. So just know any of the buffets you're actually going to be spending a pretty penny on. I've heard Southpoint's buffet is actually reasonably priced, and you don't even have to leave the property for that. But you also have other food options. You have things like In-N-Out Burger, Shake Shack, Steak and Shake, Hooters, normal chain restaurants. The prices haven't been hiked up. There's also a lot of really good, unique local eateries in things like the Miracle Mile at Planet Hollywood. The Miracle Mile is a mall, and inside there's a restaurant called One Ocean Grill. It's absolutely amazing. They have great drink specials and the food is reasonably priced. So make sure you look for all of the really good restaurant deals while you're in Vegas so you don't break the bank while you're there. One of the biggest must-dos while you're in Vegas is Fremont Street. If you're not familiar with what Fremont Street is, it's the old strip. It's old downtown Las Vegas, and it's amazing. You've probably seen photos of it. It has the huge LED screen that covers the entire length of the street. There's a zip line. There's tons of live entertainment, amazing drinks, and also all of the old traditional Las Vegas casinos and hotels are right there. It's an amazing experience. It's something you absolutely must do while you are in Las Vegas. And again, make sure you wear your comfortable shoes. Oh, and also as a tip, it is miles away from the new strip, what is known as the Las Vegas Strip. So you're gonna have to take an Uber or a taxi to get there. Another thing that you need to be prepared for when you go to Las Vegas is the fact that marijuana is legal there. So while you're walking the streets, it is not uncommon to see a group of people walking down the street smoking a blunt or hitting a vape pen that has THC in it. So if it's something that you don't want anything to do with, make sure you keep your distance away from those people so you don't get the contact high from it. And just know that it is 100% legal for them to do that. You can buy the things pre-rolled right off of the streets. It's crazy. But hey, it's Vegas. Now, while drinking on the Las Vegas Strip out in public is 100% legal, the police really frown upon glass bottles. So make sure you're using plastic cups or the aluminum bottles or cans wherever you're purchasing your alcohol from. Most of them are going to give them to you in a plastic cup. That way you can take it with you. Just know the police really do, and I don't even know why, but they really do frown upon glass bottles. Probably because if you break it, there's glass, there's a lot of people walking, it can get in through their shoes and get them in the foot, that kind of thing. So just remember that although drinking on the street is 100% legal in Las Vegas, the police really frown upon you using glass bottles. Another thing that the police really frown upon, and they will actually ticket you for, is jaywalking. They want you to use the escalators and the overpasses and the crosswalks. I saw multiple people get ticketed for jaywalking trying to cross streets in places that they were not supposed to. Ever since they've implemented those laws, the amount of pedestrians hit on the strip has gone down significantly, and they are really strict about enforcement. So make sure you're using crosswalks or the overpasses to cross the streets. Do not jaywalk, because when you are caught, you will be ticketed. Now, from earlier, you might remember me saying something about a monorail. The monorail, again, starts at the MGM Grand and goes all the way to the Sahara, which is over by Westgate. So pretty much from the South Strip all the way up to the North Strip. A 4-day pass for the monorail is like $35, so it's really inexpensive and it will save you a ton of money getting Ubers, Lyft, or taxis the entire time. So a must-do in Vegas is definitely the monorail. It'll drop you off at all of the great locations, including the Link Station, Caesar's Palace, the Bellagio, and Harrah's. So you have tons and tons and tons of options with the monorail. You'll save some tread on your shoes, you'll save yourself some blisters, and you'll save yourself some money. Now, I know flying to Vegas, flying in general, can be a major pain in the butt when it comes to things like toothpaste, mouthwash, hairspray, whatever kind of toiletries that you need to bring. So you might just think, hey, I'll buy them while I'm in Vegas. Don't buy them from the gift shops at the hotels or the casinos. The strip is lined with Walgreens and CVS, and they are the same prices that you would pay if you were back in Kentucky or Indiana or in Washington. So definitely, if you need toiletries, also if you want alcohol to pregame for the night, Go to a CVS, go to a Walgreens. On the Strip, there's even a Target that you can go to where the prices of those items have not been skyrocketed. So definitely check out Walgreens, CVS, Target, or any other retail stores that you can find along the Strip to buy your alcohol and toiletries, anything that you might need as a necessity. I cannot stress this next tip enough. When you get into your hotel room, make sure you check your mini fridge. A lot of people will see it and just think, okay, cool, I've got a place to put my leftovers. When they get back to their hotel and go to put their leftovers in the mini fridge, they open it and realize, oh, it's full, completely full. And if you remove anything from the mini fridge, you're going to be charged by the hotel for whatever you remove out of there. So just remember, check your mini fridge, because if it is full, those leftovers are going to go bad. So you might as well eat them there or just go ahead and throw them away. And remember, if you don't want to pay $20 for a Smirnoff Ice, don't take it out of the mini fridge. One thing to remember when you're checking into your hotel is use a credit card. If you use a debit card, they're going to charge you something upfront called an incidental fee. Now, this is 100% refundable as long as you don't wreck the room. But what happens when you use a debit card when you pay for your hotel room is they're going to take out that incidental fee and place it as a hold for the time that you're there, and it won't be refunded probably until about the time that you get home. So it averages out, most hotels are about $50 a day. So if you're staying there for 4 days, they're going to hold $200 out of your account, and that's $200 you will not have to spend while you are in Vegas. So if you can, use a credit card. The credit card puts a hold on that $200, but it's still able to be spent. Where with a debit card, it's held and that money is just inaccessible. So keep that in mind when you check into your hotel. Incidental fees, they're there, every hotel charges them, and they can nip you in the butt if you're using a debit card. So there you have it. Those are my tips and tricks, must-dos, and things not to do while you're in Las Vegas for MEX and PBX. Now, there's multiple conferences that go on in Vegas every single year. I was there in November for Wedding MBA as well. So this may not be your first trip out to Vegas, but at least this time, if it is your first time, you'll be prepared for some of the things that you're going to see and smell while you're in Vegas, and some of the things that are going to happen when you check into your hotel, things that could happen to you while you're out on the Strip. So make sure you are prepared for those. If you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up. If you love this video, make sure you smash the subscribe button, and we'll see you all next time.